In my short presentation, I would like to focus on Kaunas Pilot case, disclosing the short situation of T-Factor project, which is, as mentioned before earlier at this meeting, is a Horizon 2022-20 project, which is actually seeks to deal with the transformative potential of temporary uses in urban regeneration, basically dealing with the advanced or the early stage regeneration initiatives across Europe. So for T-Factor, we have quite a number and a wider range of partners, 25 partners from 11 EU countries. In Kaunas is marked here in the slide in blue, which means that it is a pilot project. The coalition of our project consists of three main partners: Kaunas City Municipality, Kaunas Technological University, and also Kaunas Fortress Park, namely Kaunas Fortress Park. We deal with a regenerative area which is in Kaunas Aleksotas, called Kaunas Aleksotas Innovation Industry Park. As you can see in the slide, it's quite an early stage process happening in the territory. Aleksotas district in Kaunas scale is basically covering 15% of the territory of the whole city, and the number of inhabitants reached 6.5 with the population of the city. The territory, which is in the slide is marked in red line, is in the quite early stage. The whole process started in the stage 1, which was from 2018 to 21. The main infrastructure development happened here, cleaning the space, and the next stage, which we are now, is then the transformation of some of the infrastructure, namely big hangar. And we are entering the new phase, which will happen up to 2046, which is the establishment of the Kaunas Aleksotas Innovation Industry Park, which officially happened on February 7th this year. So having the T-Factor project for us was a very early situation. The Aleksotas Innovation Park would look as imagined in this integral development scenario with some imagining photos. As a T-Factor project, we started to dig in the territory, trying to find out what actually is not only in the territory, but mainly also around the territory, and how it all sits in the tissue of the whole Kaunas city. So as you can see in the red points, we basically are showing the former aviation territory that actually in the Kaunas, it is in the roots of Kaunas Aleksotas Innovation Industry Park, which is the future park. But before, the history traces back to the beginning of the 20th century when we had the big Kaunas aviation area and the former airplane factory repairment place for decades during the Soviet time. It is also very important to mention that around the territory we still have some businesses marked in blue, which are in connection with the aviation, and in black we can see, and also this green and yellow area in plan is the area of Kaunas Fortress Park, which is a huge territory covering the heritage tracing back from the 19th century when Kaunas was a fortress area and built as a fortress area with a number of bunkers. 5 or even more bunkers around, which are still underdeveloped, so to say, and also the very beautiful nature that covers the future APP territory. Tracing the site all around, we can see that the area is covered and also surrounded by the residential housing areas built during the Soviet times, but also the newly built during the new independence of Lithuania. And we have some factories and industries, as a glass factory shown here. But what is important to say that the territory for many years stayed closed up for the closed from the city by the huge concrete wall. It takes more than 1 kilometer of concrete wall covering the whole territory. So it is still uncanny, not physically, but also mentally. So for us as a team, is a big question how we can work with the territory, which is so close up and still under-communicated as a future innovation park. So we started to warm it up by inviting artists to paint the walls and also attract the community and open up the open gallery that we called No-Fly Zone. Also, the team decided to focus up working with the Kaunas Fortress Park area that you could see earlier in the plan, which is actually located in the adjacent territory of KPP, which is very complicated for us as a project to enter it at this very early stage. So this fortress complex is now focusing to become an open space to the local community, like a maker space, and to become a connecting link between the neighborhood, the interest communities, and this newly coming implemented innovation park and other also development projects. We started to imagine what could happen in the territory by organizing some architectural urban planners and architects try to map up all the infrastructure or the area and also imagine what could be there, what would happen, as imagine Kaunas Fortress as an art resort and also the area for the recreation. Also with the Kaunas Technological University researchers and also designers. We had the workshop of biodiversities and built some bee hotels in the area. Now we work together with the architects, some of them that participated in the plenaires, namely Terapetas from Tak Tak Studio. He is now on the team of the T-Factor and trying to change the infrastructure all around in this adjacent territory of future KPP, which means that we mapped and marked the places where we could step in with the T-Factor project and actually make it more livable and livable. You can see in the right stars, we focus on the area, which is the makerspace area, which needs to be, renewed as the pathways towards it, to change the gateways, to organize the pathways all around the area. So it is the entrance that we are focusing in the moment, trying to open up the new gates, to build the staircases that could climb up the hill of the main makerspace and then open up the view towards the city. We could imagine, the very light infrastructure and the temporary infrastructure that could, attract the neighborhood people as well, to get to know the territory better. There is a beautiful place that we are imagining to call the Pilot's Garden, because of its, connection with the history as the aviation and having much to deal with the Lithuanian aviation history and very important dates that happened there. So the Pilot's Garden could become a community garden for us. It's a very important stage to imagine and also work on the cleaning up the territory and preparing that with the community events, and also some bunker spaces that have a beautiful hills all around and open areas that could become the recreation areas and activation areas for communities and neighborhoods as well. So, but from the working with a space, trying to find out and the tissue and also the character of the place, We also discovered that until now there is no sufficient data about the histories of Kaunas Fortress Park complex that is based in here in Lagoon Road, and also not much just to be said about the Kaunas Aleksotas Innovation Factory, the former Kaunas Aviation Factory territory. So we have kind of a poor connection with the local community, and we see that there is still very unclear space. We cannot identify its uniqueness and its identity, and all these are being threatened by these new developments. So together with colleagues from WUJ, Anita and Marius, and with the help of Patricia, coordination by Patricia, we also are in the stage to collect the local stories in order to support and or recreate or create this local identity. This research is supposed to be carried out by Vytautas Magnus University students, master and bachelor students. We are planning to finish the collecting of the stories by June this year. The process has already started. We had the workshops and Kaunas Fortress area. We had the Anita and Marius coming to our lecture online, and also transmitting the knowledge, which is very fragile, how to approach the local communities, sometimes fragile communities, how to talk to them, and how to get those stories. The future steps for us would be to think, if we succeed together to collect the stories, how to make them and how to interpret them, and also open up to wider public. This is the short presentation of Kaunas Pilot. I would use my minutes to thank all the participants and also all the speakers and presenters today. I'm really grateful for your knowledge, for your experience sharing. I hope everybody who would like to proceed with the collective stories, to work with the local communities, with the local histories. It was a very valuable experience. And I thank you all the participants as well, all the ones who connected to our workshop. And I wish you all the best. Goodbye.